What up, Diomaniacs? It's the DMC, and I'm back again with another large-scale diorama. Now, this one is from my dude Toyrelic over on Instagram, which, fun fact, is the first person who I saw use the term Diomaniac, so I stole it from him. Now, I've done work for him in the past, but nothing this large of a scale. He had a toy show coming up, and he wanted something special for the show, so he contacted me and said he wanted something like a Walking Dead prison, so that's what I gave him. He works exclusively with McFarlane figures, usually the Walking Dead figs, so this is my first time doing something in that scale, so it's a little bit bigger than the Marvel Universe but smaller than Marvel Legends, so it took a little while to figure out exactly the right scale for these guys. Now, if you see on the left, it's basically the prison from the Walking Dead show. Of course, I took a few liberties, but I tried to get it as close as possible. Alright, so hold on, let's take a closer look. Alright, so we're going to start here on the right side. Now, first things first, we made a little roof area so that the light can shine in through the top and you can get a few different pics off of that. And this is, of course, easily removable there. So let's take a look inside. Alright, so we got all working doors here. This working on this side. We got working doors. All right. Now, obviously, you're gonna say, "Hey, the rooms look a little small there," but this is mostly for pictures, so you just need to kind of like the idea that they're rooms. Of course, they could always be broom closets or whatnot. So, yeah, we got some trash here. Try to throw in a little bit of Easter egg with some of these newspapers here, so you know exactly that's for Walking Dead figures. Of course, you got, hold on a second here, if I can get it open. There we go. So we got a working door right there too. And then, so I try to make it a little bit different from what you saw in the show where I put more cracks and stains in there. So now we'll go off to the other side here, which this is more like the prison here from the show. And like I said, try to make it a little bit different with a little bit more detail to make it look a little bit more ruined. So again, they got all working doors on the top, and then all working doors on the bottom also. It's probably a little bit dark, can't get the right light on this, but you can get the gist. So on all those, I also made walls, little half walls, so you can it'll separate the areas when you're taking pictures. You can tell that it's a jail cell. And again, some of the same newspapers, a little bit of Easter eggs there. Found those on Google, so this says something about Rick. So this is all made with insulation foam and balsa wood, also from dowels that you get at Michael's. These are all dowels here, dowels and balsa wood here. Move this guy out of the way here, and this can be easily removed there. just hold up by those two pieces. So again, this is all wood right here, and then balsa wood for the steps, and then dowels for the railings. And that's about it. You know, it took a little time to figure it out, but once I had it, you know, wasn't too bad. And then these are removable with just see little holes that I put in there, so you can take these out, you know, for easier storage. And everything is held together by magnets, so you can just take it apart. I know, you know, this is kind of big, so you definitely want to save space, so you're going to want to break it down. Let's see, what else? I don't know. That's about it, really. Let me just try to show you some details here. The light's not too good. Alright, so we got shaky cam time here. Alright, so these are the doors here. Now this is all balsa wood on the side here, and for the doors, also for this little piece here. And these door handles were made with what is it, like gardening wire or something like that, and just try to mold it or shape it into alright, so here we got this window right over here, which uses the same kind of framing as the doors over here. You got the balsa wood inside, and then it's just a piece of plastic that's actually made for use in making stencils. So it's a really thin plastic, but it's kind of opaque, so not too bad. And I just left a little bit of paint on there just to make it dirty. I want to take a look. Yeah, at the back side, just paint it up real quick so everything looks, you know, nice and even. Alright, so here you got some windows over here, which you might have seen the raw look of them over on Instagram. Let's see, we got balsa wood here for the framing, also for the back. And this is some wire mesh they find at Home Depot. I think it's like in the roofing area. I think it worked really well for here. It's small enough to make it look like it's in scale. And that was pretty much it. You know, just cut it. Just cut your rectangle there. Add your balsa wood, which is nice when you're adding the balsa wood, so you don't have to make that cleanup cuts, because you kind of get this to hide some of your imperfections. But I still like to sand a little bit just to smooth it out, and then add those in there. And while we have this wall out, let's take a look over here, just a closer look here. See if I can get this to open. There we go. So, like I said, all doors are functioning there. Kind of got the little box to open the door, I guess. Get your magnet off to the side. And there you go. That's pretty much it for this wall here. Alright, so we'll take a look at the gel cell doors, which are kind of like a pain to make, since I had to make 8 of them. So basically what it is the same wood that I used for the framing on those doors that we just saw, and we used skewer sticks for the railing. All it is just drilling holes through those and then fitting the skewer sticks in them, and then just, you know, gluing the sticks on off to the side. And then I just threw in some balsa wood here, you know, to make it look like the lock, and then just drill a hole right there for like kind of like the keyhole kind of thing. Again, these are using the same kind of hinges there, which for these, what I used, or actually used for the other ones too, is I use little nails to go into the foam, and then glued on top of that, and glued the hinges a little bit too for extra support. So it worked well with the foam, and just on the wood I just had to glue it. And you can see a little bit more detailing on the cracks there. And what I want to do is a light wash for the stains. I didn't want to make them too dark. I kind of wanted it to look like it's been there for a while. So I just wanted stains versus it, you know, really making it dark and black. Just wanted it to look like it's just been there for a while. And that's just some piping that we had there for detail. And the cracks are fun to make, you know, always make sure you're using reference so, you know, you get the realest looking cracks. They're fun to make, they're very time consuming. The way I make them anyway. So we're going to take a closer look at the flooring here. And as you always know, I like to use that kitty litter to make a little bit of rubble. So we use that for here. And then just, you know, little pieces of balsa wood and pieces of wood that I had laying around, you know, scraps, just threw them in there just to add a little bit of something. So we got our printouts here, which these I got off of Google and resized them in Photoshop. And these here, along with these paper ones here and this one here, I got them from printmini.com. I know a lot of people use that to make printouts, but they usually have it's at 1/6, 1/12, and a few other scales. So they're not really going to have a Walking Dead scale. So what I did is just put it in Photoshop and then just resized it to something that kind of looks, you know, to their size. And see, again, just some extra pieces of wood or whatnot, scraps, just to add a little something a little bit different. Really like that Print Mini had these printouts, you know, notebook paper. Since the jail, you know, you figure, hey, you know, maybe they're writing letters to people, so you would find a lot of notebook paper in there. And then of course, these here, you know, could be files or already written papers, something like that. And of course, newspapers, because, you know, you gotta see what's going on in the outside world. And from the Easter eggs ones, they find out that there is a pandemic going on outside. And then I tried to shape it as much as I could, you know, getting it close to the walls. And there's a pillar that goes right there. So kind of tried to get it as close as possible. When I do this, I don't really like making it like this. I prefer to glue the walls in place, and then I can put the dirt, you know, closer to the walls. This way it's almost kind of like eyeballing it in a way, even though you know, I measure everything and try to get as close as possible. But there's usually like maybe like a little gap here and there. And the floor is just made by, you know, you got the black base coat, then a light coat of gray, and then I did a wash of a very light brown, kind of like a tan, I guess. I'm not sure if that's coming up, just to give it more of a dirty look and to give it an evenness so it looks more like concrete. So I didn't want to make it too dirty, because this is more of a smoother concrete. That's what the picture showed anyway. I felt like it was a smoother concrete, so it wouldn't get that dirty, like street concrete. Alright, and that's it. Alright, that's about it. Hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you like it and subscribe if you haven't already. Share it with your friends. Leave a comment below. And we'll see you next time. Peace.